Hello, Un Beyond Mindset podcast. My name is Marisol Uribe, your host and author of the Un Beyond Mindset book. Now, today I have a special guest. His name is Brandon Bailey. He is the founder of the 800 Mindset. And as the founder of the Un Beyond Mindset, I feel we have a lot in common. So, we're going to give you guys Brandon Bailey.
I love that. What a what an incredible introduction with the drum roll. I love the sound effects.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Brandon, tell us a bit about yourself, New Orleans to now, kind of what did we miss? What's that gap?
Yeah, so I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, and then I moved to Los Angeles about 14 years ago, and in the pursuit of entertainment. So I've had some successes in the entertainment business that I've been very blessed to have, and be in a lot of national commercials and been on set with people like Robin Williams and Ashton Kutcher and like a bunch of different people. I don't want to name drop, but that's what they are. So, but it's just been incredible. So, and then I helped two of the biggest rideshare companies build the driver base behind the scenes. So I mentored over 400 drivers. And so that was quite an experience. And so I've kind of had my hand in a lot of different things. I've worked in banking for a few years. And yeah, so it's been incredible. So I'm just keeping it going, into this mindset of the 800s, which people are always curious about. What does that even mean, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, a lot of people live in the 600 range, 700 range, and even less in the 800 range. And I recently read a statistic where it's like 1.5 of the US population has even hit 850, which is so little. Now, what is something that someone can do listening to this just now to even step into the world of credit that they've never really built it, they haven't even opened their first credit card. Why is it so important to build a credit history in the first place?
Well, it's a really great question because I actually thought credit was stupid, and it was dumb, and the reason why I had all these thoughts is because from my parents and my upbringing, and I didn't want to even I didn't even want to focus on it. I said, forget it. I was like, forget credit. This sucks. This is what it is, and that's the mindset. No pun intended, around what people think about because they just don't understand it. And so if someone hasn't, really started, I mean, I highly suggest you get a coach that professional that really knows what they're doing to help you build ground up, because there's a difference between building credit and building quality credit. So and a lot of times people don't understand that, especially in different aspects that people do in the credit world. And so if someone's just starting out, maybe look at where do you bank at, and seeing what they offer, and then going from there. There's a lot of different steps. And so it's the part where people give advice online and, in different mediums like this. It's a little challenging because we don't see your specific situation. So when people say, well, yeah, I learned about this thing from this video and it was, and I applied and I was like, ooh, I was like, probably shouldn't have done that, but there's so much information out there. So people get information overload. And so if you're just starting out, if you're 18, I always love coaching 18-year-olds because they're the best. Because then they haven't developed any bad or incorrect habits in the beginning. So that's always the key. But definitely, I will say one tip is do not be afraid of credit. Credit is very powerful in the right hands, just like anything in life. So, but credit and money go together. So never forget that. Credit and money go together. Without money, credit is worthless. And with credit, with no money, is also worthless. So definitely just to start out.
Nice. I want to touch on the information overload because I see that a lot, right? Every minute someone's posting on YouTube or on social media and they're giving their one-sided advice. But at the end of the day, I am a firm believer in having a coach or a mentor in which you give all of your information to. Like you disclose it all. So when you disclose it all and you lay all your cards on the table, you can then make a tailored specific plan to you, to your situation, because there's no one size fits all. So that's why you need it one on one for coaching. Now, tell us a bit about the person who wants to start but is hesitant with giving that initial investment. They don't really comprehend that sometimes you need to give money to make money. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, well, and I will say that I've been guilty of that myself. And what it is because you feel you have these thoughts of, well, is it really going to work? And I've been kind of burned before, maybe, or, oh, it's a lot of money. Well, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, look, the quality of your life is equal to the quality of the questions that you ask yourself on a daily basis. So change those questions and your life will look a lot differently. Instead of saying, well, I can't do this, we'll say, how can I do this? Or what would make this work? And then when you start asking yourself that, then things start changing. When it came to, even when I had messed up all of this credit stuff, right? It was horrific what I did. And I'm so blessed that I got that second chance. And I spent thousands of dollars, y'all, and in getting that to where I'm at today. And I am in the 800s. Obviously, that's why I'm coaching people into the 800s. I don't want to, but what I realized is that out of all this stuff, people don't have a skill set problem a lot of times when it comes to or have a credit problem or have a financial problem. They have a mindset issue around all of this stuff. So if I get your thinking changed, change your thinking, change your life. That's not just a kooky quote. It literally, you got to evolve your thinking. And how do you do that? One person at a time. I talk to everyone. I meet anyone. It doesn't matter. And having that conversation is really going to infect your life. Like, oh, well, I got to spend all this money for a coach and stuff. Well, maybe you do. Maybe it was a great coach for you. Maybe you did one time with that coach and it sucked, or it wasn't that great. And then you have to go find another coach. And as long as you're growing, meaning you learned from that experience, then it was all worth it, because the number one investment that you can make is in you. And if you don't make that investment in you, guess what? You're going to keep going through life where things aren't changing and evolving and getting better because you just bought a bunch of stuff. So that investment is tough. But when you make it happen, the breakthroughs that you're going to have are insane. Because I used to not believe any of that. I said, oh, well, and I can't spend that money. Like, you don't even understand. At the same time, investing in me, it's become fruitful. I'm so free. I'm unlocked. I can fly. I'm excited about life every day. There's ups and downs always in life. We're always going to have ups and downs. They're never going away. It's how you deal in adversity. So you have to pay attention so you can become better. And I get it. There's a lot of coaches charging a lot of different money. You just got to resonate with who resonates with you. And when they talk about things, and there's a lot of coaches out there, I get it, and making that investment is tough. So you just got to feel what's right for you to make that step forward in those specific areas that you're wanting to get coached
Drums, please. Awesome. So that's amazing. You touched on, the limiting beliefs that people have. You touched on um, how it should be tailored to your situation, and not everyone's ready to make the jump, maybe because it's with the wrong person, right? So you have to resonate with the individual. So let's transition to the Brandon that you are today and the Brandon that you see yourself being 5 years from now. What does that look like?
Yeah, well, the Brandon that I see myself 5 years from now is definitely influencing hundreds of lives. I mean, my goal would be to, in fact, change in 800 million, no pun intended, 800 million worldwide and then 100 million in the United States. So this, what I feel is so beautiful about this, and you know, a lot of people, that's why I know that I know that I know that I know don't understand this whole journey of credit. It's not about credit, it's about your life. It's about becoming better. And so for me, in 5 years, I'll be speaking on tons of stages. You know, I'll be talking to a lot of different people. I'll be that center of influence, because I was born to really put on this earth to really change people's lives, and not only the lives of myself and my family, but everyone around me. And I want to be that person that really, when people don't have a voice, I am that voice for them. And so that's exciting for me, and sort of emotional for me, because it took me a while to feel like, wow, what am I doing here? You know, what's happening? And so, you know, uh, and so that's the exciting part. And you know, when I realized that, that's where I see myself. I mean, in the next 5 and 10 years, I mean, by the it's just going to be insane. I'm going to be one of those big wigs that people have known
Nice.
about, and you know, because there's a new generation coming in, and I want to be a part of that. And so, yeah, I've just been very blessed that I've been around incredible human beings who also influence and change my life. So I want to be that for someone else, and that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you know, with all this stuff that we can't take with us. It sounds kooky, but that's what it's all about. And I just want to get at least people into that frame of mind, moving forward. And I'm continuing that process, and it's not going away until I'm no longer here. So,
Ooh, I love that. Give me a fast whoosh.
I love, that's a good one.
That's amazing, Brandon. Oh my gosh. So, and that comes from mindset, guys, and from dreaming and from having the courage to think big because you deserve it. A lot of people, they think, "Oh, I'm just going to live life anonymously, like I'm going to have my profile on private." It's like, "No, if you have things that you worked on 5 plus years, you have some certain level of expertise and maybe you can contribute that much more to the world. We have these needs that we need to fulfill. You know, there's this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or Tony Robbins' version, which is, you know, love, growth, contribution. People thrive in sometimes scarcity is their driver that fuels them, or uncertainty. And there's so many reasons, right? Do you want more feelings of significance? Is it that growth and contribution? Is it that love and relationships? So we just have to thrive wherever we're planted. And Brandon, you're just such a great example of that. Someone who's been fearless in the pursuit of your 800 mindset project, right? And this is a lifelong endeavor. And, you know, as the Un Beyond mindset, whatever it is that you're a part of, go ahead and follow us right now. Hit the subscribe, check out the links in the bio because you deserve to follow Brandon and to get the information that we both share and have and provide for you. So if you're enjoying this, go ahead and like this show with and share it to 5 friends because the world needs more competent people and more sharing of every industry, right? If you know some information and you feel like you could do a better job than your peer, well, divulge the information. Go ahead and share it and make that person fix their practice. Demand excellence. You want people to perform in best practices. Don't see something and not do something when you know you could fix it. So there's like so many ways that we could go about our growth and our change. And I'd love to see what you're up to, Brandon. So we've got about 5 minutes before some people start logging off on us.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're staying in tune, you know, and we could talk about, I think, you know, purpose. You know, a lot of people say, well, I don't know what my purpose is, and you know, I don't know where I'm going in life, and a lot of people also too, When it comes to questions, people feel as though, well, I don't want to ask questions because I don't want to sound stupid. Well, here's the deal. I'm going to teach you this. The questions you don't ask make you stupid. Because when you don't ask questions, you actually become stupid. So you want to ask questions because, and there's two ways of asking questions. And I was teaching someone else this, one of my clients, I was telling them this. You want to ask questions because you really, truly, from the bottom of your heart, you want to understand and become better. You don't want to ask questions like an a-hole. So there's difference between asking questions like just because you just want to, well, I just want to ask this question and I want to do this, and and only you will know the truth when you look in the mirror of who is asking that question. Are you asking questions because you want to become better and you're really wanting to deepen that? And people say, well, Brand, but I don't know what questions to ask. Well, start playing around with it and really just wanting to know and just being curious. The more curious in life you become, in a great way, not curious in a weird way. I don't know if that makes sense, but just be curious in a great way and an exceptional way is more fun, because that's what we're on this earth to be. I will never learn everything on this earth before I leave it, right? Spanish is something I would love to get better at, and I will continue to.
We
We can
can
work
work
on it.
on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but it's just being curious in every area of your life. And so that you will fall into your purpose. The purpose will find you if the more curious you are into exploring all types of things and being around all types of things in life and having those experiences. And obviously, I always stress this. People say, well, okay, curious, Brandon, but what do you mean? Moral, legal, and ethical. And you know what those are. So at the end of the day, lead with that, and you will find that you will land into a lot of different beautiful things with energy. Energy is everything. I'm not even kidding when I say this. People say, "Oh yeah, like kooky thing, like it's like one of those rah rah things." Like, no, energy is everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. Your energy, what you put out into the world, is what you're getting back. You put bad energy out, well, then maybe you need to look at that and say, it's probably not working. You will find your purpose. I started to find my purpose in all these areas. I said, wow, this is what I was born to do. You can do all kinds of businesses, guys. You can do all types of different businesses. Does it resonate with you? Is this something that you really could build? Or do you become passionate while you're building that business? You might in the beginning not be passionate about it. You know, nobody's maybe passionate about owning a hamburger joint, but maybe they become passionate about it. Maybe they're just not going to really be passionate about that at all. It's money is not the only driver. Money is a byproduct of who you become and what you do for others, if that's how you're leading your life. And this is the difference. When people say, well, it's not about money. Well, this is the trick. Money is a byproduct of who you become and what you do for others. So if you lead your life in that way, things will start opening up for you and you'll be a lot more freer.
It's an energy too, right? I mean, you only become, it amplifies what you already are. So if you're like a bad person with more money, you're gonna become the same or worse of a bad person. And we're working on the opposite, guys. The opposite is true in our worlds. You looking at this, listening, it's you can achieve your potential faster um, if you want to impact billions of people, feed billions of lives, um, service more individuals with your digital product, in-person service, etc. The not even the sky is the limit. So don't limit yourselves. And to find your purpose, I'd say just start with a blank canvas, like write stuff down, do a brain dump, have a column of what comes easy to you, have a column of what you're doing that takes you so long to do that doesn't even fulfill you, and take a look at your life right now and the past 18 months. Do you see that keeping the same for the next 18 months, or do you need to make a change? And people live their life in sometimes 4 year increments, right? The college, the undergrad, um, where in reality, maybe you don't have to wait that fourth year. to pivot and do what it is you were destined to do. True story, Brandon. I was enrolled in grad school. I was like 2 or 3 semesters out from finishing when I'm like, I actually don't need to do this. I was chasing significance when in reality, I told myself a deadline of being an author by the time I graduated, just with that nice little extra prefix. But no, you don't need to have a certain title to make an impact. You just go out there and make your impact. So that led me to just everything I've created, my single on Apple Music, this podcast, my book. And next up is a course, right? Because I do want to walk on this journey of health and wellness with you, the audience. And what better way to do that than with this digital world that we now live in? So, if you're in tune with Brandon's mission to impact several millions of people, follow him. And if you're in tune with mine, please do the same. And to wrap up, the last question I have is a question I ask all my guests. And it's, what does a $1 billion mindset mean to you?
$1 billion mindset means to me is that you've really accomplished everything you could possibly accomplish in your life and that you've wanted to accomplish in your life. And you're at peace when you leave this earth. And you obviously want to leave this earth better than you found it. And that's a true mission that I feel as having a billion mindset. You want to have that attitude of gratitude constantly and leave this earth with the attitude of gratitude. And that's what a billion mindset is to me.
I love that. And it comes from a place of satisfaction, ultimate satisfaction. Like no tortilla unturned. You like did everything you had to do and you're fulfilled. And that was just such a beautiful definition. Thank you for your originality, what you brought today, your uniqueness, your energy, your good vibes. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to meet with you this weekend. We're going to hang out and keep growing your circle, guys. If right now you see the top 5 people on your conversation threads, and whether it's your iPhone text or your DMs on Instagram, and it's not someone you look up to, or maybe they're all in your same level playing field. There's this law of 33%, where 33% of your time you should invest in mentors or people you look up to, 33% of your time your peers, and 33% of your time you coaching and teaching others to get better and grow to their potential, whatever that may be for you. So check out your circle, listen to this podcast again, listen to the other ones, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now. Un billón.